very good afternoon to you and welcome to another episode of the Heart to Heart podcast with Mike Mondo.
And Shiko Guru.
Yes, Karibuni Sana. It's a Sunday. But it's Sunday, is it like the week starts or is it the week ends?
Technically, yeah. It's just the first day of the week.
Okay, so say the words.
What words?
When is today?
Oh, today's our anniversary.
No.
What?
As we record this, today is our anniversary, but the day it's airing is which day?
It's Father's Day.
Oh my gosh. That's a typical example of how men are forgotten.
No, guys, the day we're recording this is our anniversary. Saturday is my birthday. This week just has a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And then Sunday is Father's Day.
So guys won't get to find out exactly what you did for your birthday.
Well, what do you want to do for Father's Day, by the way?
What do you mean, what do I want to do?
Say what you want. What's on your wish list for Father's Day?
Imagine, we're going to do this. For Mother's Day, Shiko has this thing where she likes knowing what is going to be done on a particular day she's being celebrated. So Mother's Day, you said exactly what you wanted.
Yes.
I'm the opposite of you in that regard. I usually say, let me see how much a person cares about me.
Oh, geez.
And you decide everything you want me to do.
That is too much pressure.
Yeah, so I guess we'll find out. Guys, you'll find out on our Instagram platforms exactly what Shiko did for Father's Day. Of course, you can follow her Shiko Guru on Instagram and myself, Mike_Mondo on Instagram. But yes, it's another Sunday. Welcome to the Heart to Heart podcast. 5 episodes in. This is episode 6, the book of Deuteronomy.
Yes, I say Deuteronomy. Yeah.
As we continue our discussions, Kumbuka, if you're joining in for the first time, you can find us on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, where we discuss, of course, navigating life in your 30s and 40s while in a relationship and a blended family. That's beautiful. So we've gone through the books of the Bible. We are at the book of Deuteronomy.
Yes.
And what's the lesson we are supposed to learn in the book of Deuteronomy? Let's start there.
This book has so many lessons and themes, but for me, the one that I think stands out really strongly is the theme of love, loyalty, commitment, faithfulness. And Deuteronomy is the book with one of the most famous verses about loving God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind.
Yeah.
So I think the themes that I really, really love to focus on are loyalty and faithfulness.
Let's get right into that, yeah? There's a famous Chris Brown song that says these girls ain't loyal.
Wow. Yep. That's where we're going.
And also there is a large amount of people, especially for men, who say they want a faithful wife. Mm-hmm. I wonder though, do you feel like you've ever been in a relationship where both faithfulness and loyalty were missing?
First, let's define faithfulness and loyalty. So to me, faithfulness means no cheating, whether that's emotional or sexual.
Okay.
Loyalty means that you would never do me dirty, like you would respect me, you would honor me in every other way, like honor your role in the relationship and never do anything that could cause me harm, emotional
basically,
or physical.
Having your back.
Having my back, yes.
Period.
Yeah. What does faithfulness mean to you? What does loyalty mean to you? Are they the same thing
I mean,
to you?
it's faithfulness. Just basically don't cheat,
Physically.
don't sneak around. Yeah.
Yours is just physical.
What do you mean? Cheating is cheating. You know it. If you know it is wrong, you're cheating. Like when people say, oh, but I didn't do anything with them, we were just flirting or we were just texting, but you knew it was wrong. The minute you felt an emotion, like if my man or my woman found this out, it would make them upset. You're cheating.
Or if I knew my partner was doing the same thing, I would be mad.
Yes, exactly. You know you're cheating. So I don't break it down to emotional or physical, personally, for me.
But there's some people who say, if I start telling another man the problems we're having in our relationship, if I start going to another man for that kind of emotional support, even if, let's say he's even in a different country, but whenever something happens or if there's something happening between us, I go to him and I don't come to you. Would you consider that cheating?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean by emotional cheating.
Okay, fine. I get that. But why, first of all, are you telling someone else my stuff?
Yes, it's all bad. I agree. All of it is bad.
So the minute that you know your partner is going to feel some type of way if he found out about those conversations, then you're not being faithful.
Okay.
When it comes to loyalty, in many ways, just like you said, having my back, but also loyalty being that you are with me in achieving our agenda. You know how we say I pledge allegiance to the flag and to the president and whatever, and so
Yes.
even though you don't like the taxes, you still pay them anyway, right? If I feel like you're not even supporting me in anything, you're not being loyal to me, you're not supportive financially, you're not supportive emotionally, you're not supportive spiritually, you're not being loyal. Basically, because you're supposed to be my backbone. Yeah, and if you're not being my backbone, then how else are you showing me your loyalty? Because that, for me, your ability to be my support system is important for me to feel like, yeah, she's a loyal woman. She'll always have my back.
Do you think you can have a healthy and happy relationship with one and not the other of those things? So maybe, like, okay, you're married and your wife is faithful. She doesn't even look in the direction of other men.
Yeah.
But by your definition, she's not loyal. Can you have a healthy relationship?
No, I don't think I can be with someone who's not supportive in other ways. Like, physical is physical and emotional is emotional, but there are other ways in which you can be supportive, like raising my children or being there for me when I'm down and out. Or if you're just faithful, but you're not basically not supporting me in any other way, I don't think that counts. Come on, what am I? You may as well get a dildo for yourself. I'm sorry to use that analogy, and, be faithful to it.
That's so interesting, because I know I said, can a relationship be healthy? And maybe I shouldn't have taken that out. I think there's a lot of relationships that survive and keep going on and on years and years and years, where they have one and not the other of those things. I just think for men and women, the one that they cannot live with is different. For example, I think a lot of women will put up with a man who is not faithful. They'll put up with it. They won't be happy.
They won't be happy, but they can tolerate
They
it.
would tolerate it, albeit very miserably.
Yeah.
But they would not tolerate a man that's not loyal to their family, their goals, his role in the household.
Yes.
And on the flip side, I think there's men who will deal with a woman who is not supportive and loyal.
Yeah, but
She's
she
doing
never
her-
cheats.
But she never cheats.
Yeah, and I think those dynamics are very fluid for many couples. A lot of couples find that one is okay or the other is okay. But in my opinion, I feel like a lot of couples need to understand that both of them are important. Both faithfulness and both loyalty. Like we understand over time in relationships is that when you have an unfaithful husband or an unfaithful man, one of two things is going to happen. One, either he's going to get a child somewhere else over there, and then he'll come and one day you find out some woman is at your gate knocking and saying, hey, this man, this is his baby. And even sometimes you hear stories of how a man dies and then kids are brought to the funeral, and stuff like that. Or number two, his unfaithfulness is going to split you up. You've used a very interesting example about how there are women who will stay with a man, and because he provides, because kids go to a good school, because all of these things happen, they tolerate the man being all over the place with other women, and they're okay with it because their need in the sense of loyalty, and she knows huyu mwanamume hataenda mahali, najua atazurura like that term
But
they
he's
use.
loyal to me.
Yeah, but he'll come back to me.
He'll always come back to me. And
Yes.
some of these men even treat their women with respect. Like they,
Exactly.
even the way they talk about their wives, they elevate their wives to a whole level. Like, that's my wife.
They even tell the side chick, don't you dare interrupt with my family. The minute you do that, this is over.
Don't disrespect my wife.
Yeah. And I know maybe it works for them, but in the long run, I believe that's when, what happens when you're in your 60s, 70s, now that man doesn't have the energy anymore to gallivant. Number two, now you're both successful in your own right. The kids have left the household. Do you know you'll divorce him?
Or those men end up being treated so badly because unfortunately or fortunately, men tend to age poorer than women.
You think so?
So in terms of their health. So now you have a man who has high blood pressure, heart problems, his knees are buckling, he needs help taking his medication here, there, and everywhere. He needs the help from the woman who he has mistreated for 30 years
for 30 years plus. And he comes through, and
that's when they get a taste of some really bitter medicine. And their children who have watched their mother suffer also treat their fathers with the same kind of disrespect that they saw their fathers treat their mothers. So I tend to think men that gallivant and get away with it only do so for so long.
They do pay later in life. Later in life is when you hear, okay, fine, you know what? We're getting a divorce. And you're wondering why your parents are divorcing at 65, at 70. You're wondering, Mom, what's going on? You guys have been happy together all these years. But that woman is now like, yo, y'all are working. I've finished now. It's time for me to get my own joy. Yeah, I've dealt with whatever stuff I need to deal with. There's a show we watched with you. And I want to switch this back from a guy's perspective. And we're watching this show that these couples who go into kind of like a hotel. And then they bring both their families and they want to get married and everything.
It's called Family or Fiance. You can find it on YouTube.
Okay. So there's one particular show, and I want to ask you this. So let me give you a basic premise of what happened is that in that show, the woman had a male best friend. They were so close, and they have history going back to campus. And the thing is, this woman considers this person a best friend, but the man feels that person is like a thorn in his flesh, like he's jealous about this guy and their relationship.
The woman's fiance doesn't like her relationship with her male best friend. Yeah.
So what I'm asking is, do you think like sometimes there are men in your life who are friends with you and you're close with, that in a way to the person you're with can make them feel like you're not being faithful?
Yeah, I think it can get that way. And in that specific episode you're talking about, at first I was like, well, they've been friends since campus. You're not going to kick out your friends over 20 years just because you got a man. But I think the part where the woman crossed the line in a bad way was when her fiance and her male best friend were arguing, and she was very obviously, vocally, almost violently defending the best friend. And it should never be like that. I don't think your man should ever feel like another guy has your heart. In that moment, she seemed more loyal to her best friend than her fiance.
And I just want to add this, and I saw this one time online somewhere. Women need to understand this about men. Men are jealous creatures. Men are literally just like God. Let me explain. Your God tells you that I am a jealous God. Worship no other God but me. In fact, he tells that to the Israelites in the Bible. You will worship no other God but me. And the minute the Israelites started having other gods, what did he do? He struck at them.
He punished them
every single time. And it's the same thing with men. We do not want another man getting anywhere close to the same kind of respect I get, or the same kind of love and affection that I get, the same kind of attention that I get. If I sit down and I saw you having a WhatsApp conversation with a male friend, and you're busy giggling in the corner as you guys are.
Just giggling? What do you mean funny?
Even if it was just a simple meme that you were sent for, it would trigger me.
Okay, it would trigger you.
I would feel some type of way.
Okay.
I'll be like, yo, Kwani, what's this guy doing that he's making you laugh? And maybe at that time you haven't laughed with me for the last 7 days. But some guy is here sending you a message and you're giggling in the corner. So that for us as men, we feel like you're being unfaithful to me. Why aren't you seeing me as the centerpiece of your life? So why is another man allowed to make you feel things that I am the one who's supposed to make you feel things? So I will definitely feel like, yo, what's up? What's going on with this guy? And the minute a guy feels that way about a friend of yours, that friend will never get back that respect. Even if later you find out they truly were buddies, he's always going to put him at arm's length.
What about if it's a guy friend who sends gifts? Like, it's my birthday. I'm allowed to accept
Why is
gifts.
he sending you a gift?
It's my birthday. What do you mean, why is he sending it? Because it's my birthday.
Yeah, but
what if he has sent me gifts
Who is
every
this
year?
guy? Who is this guy that I've never known? Who is this guy that I've never known?
Okay, maybe it's a guy that I do. What if it's a guy that you do know? Let's say it's someone who you've heard of from the past. And he's like, oh, Shiko, it's your birthday. I've sent something to your office.
And what is this something?
A purse. That's like the only thing I can think of.
How do you think I'll feel with you walking around with that purse? If we one day we're going to church and I see you carrying that purse.
What do you mean?
No, how do you think I would feel?
You would think, oh, she got a purse from her friend.
Ah, really?
Yeah,
wow.
That's what you should think.
Let me explain to you something. I'm a man and I have a lot of female friends.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know the most I've ever done for any one of them on a birthday is I'll tell you, let's go somewhere, I'll buy you shorts.
Okay.
And I tell you why. Yeah, because I have to respect boundaries. I have to understand that why is my wife getting a purse? Or even if, let's say, he bought you shoes, how am I supposed to walk with you knowing you're wearing shoes that another man bought you? I will obviously feel some type of way. So what I do, even with my female friends who I know and who are in marriages or relationships and it's their birthday, I will tell you, Niaji, where's the plan? Oh, I'm doing this and this and this with my friends. What I will do is tell you, Sawa, here, I've sent you 5K. You guys go buy yourself a gift.
Do something.
Like, do something. Shots on me.
Or even you just do something.
Yeah, you just do whatever thing you're doing. And the reason for that is so that it doesn't seem bad. I mean, if she received 5K from a friend, even if you got like someone sent you money for your birthday,
a guy,
I'll be like, cool. But something that's tangible that you're going to look at and wear and use every single day, and that's a constant reminder to me that some other guy got you that.
I think what you've said that I definitely agree with is that you see it as crossing a boundary that even you wouldn't cross.
Yes, I
so
wouldn't.
To you, it's so disrespectful that even you wouldn't. A man to buy something for a woman who is in a relationship and send it to them.
Yes.
It's a sign of disrespect.
It's a sign of disrespect.
And I think that's what it comes down to, because there's men with female friends, and if like we were dating and when you lived on your own, I came to your house and another woman was in your kitchen cooking and serving meals, I would feel like that's a boundary.
That happened to me in my past relationship, and at the time I did not even understand why my ex at the time was angry about it, but now in hindsight I get the picture.
Wait, what happened?
We had a mutual friend, okay? I was friends with this girl first before my ex and I started dating. But when we all started interacting together, they became really close to the point that I used to feel like, hey, Kwani, my chick is stealing my friend. Because they used to hang out now even more than me and her. Sometimes I'd even come to the house and find the both of them hanging out and I'd be like, what?
But that's not a bad thing.
Which is not bad. Yeah. I'm okay with that. But there was a time when our mutual friend came to the house and then she was hungry, and me being me, I'm always sitting on my desk, my home office. I just said, go fix yourself something. Right? At that point, my ex wanted me to pick her up from somewhere. So I even left her in the kitchen fixing herself something. So I went to pick up my ex. And when I picked her up and came home and she found her in the kitchen, it was hell on earth.
I mean, excuse you.
Yeah. And at that time, I was like, what? But I thought we are all friends and you guys are okay. But I came to understand that is quite disrespectful for a woman to find another woman in her kitchen.
I wouldn't even be in an apartment alone with a guy who I knew is in a relationship.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be there because for me, that's a boundary. Like if I walked into your bachelor pad when you had one and found another woman there, when it's just the two of you and she's been there and she's cooking herself up, nah.
And also in terms of faithfulness and loyalty. Actually, let me talk faithfulness, because I think for us men, faithfulness is big for us. And I think, like we said, for women, more of it, it's more about loyalty for you guys. With faithfulness, another thing is men need all information at once. If you were at a club, for instance, and you were spotted dancing or maybe with some other guy, or maybe even sharing just a table, if that guy was just sent for a picture of it, he may not know what it's about, but already his emotions get triggered. He's like, who's this guy? Why didn't she tell me there's another guy? And maybe
if you didn't know.
Yeah, if you didn't know. And I hate that sometimes when men want all the information, women will take it like, you don't trust me, number one.
Yes.
And number two, why are you trying to control me, right? And yet, it's that information that protects how I feel. Knowing that, hey, babe, I was gonna come and meet up with my friend here. The place is packed, but there are some guys on this table. I don't know them, but I'm here. That small thing will make him calm. But the minute he doesn't know, and you know how entertainment joints are today, cameras all over the place. You get spotted, immediately you trigger an emotion. Some men will not act on it, others will, and they'll start feeling like you're being unfaithful. And yet it's actually a very innocent thing. There was just a group of people on a table and there was some space. They told, no, you can sit here as you wait for your friend. Something simple like that.
I think this has actually happened to us, where I went out with a girlfriend and we were out clubbing, as you do in Nairobi, and she's single. So of course we were joined by guys at our table, and I took an Instagram story and there was like a guy. Do you remember that day? I even remember we were at Ozone. And so I was there taking a story of me and my girlfriend, but the guy who was hollering at her popped into the picture and was like putting his arms around us. And I remember I posted it and then you were like,
who's the fellow?
Like, what's
because
happening?
Immediately that would cause an emotional situation. Think of it this way. Like we said that women like loyalty. If you went through my phone today and you saw that Mike Mondo has sent 20,000 shillings to Esther so-and-so, how would you feel about that?
I mean,
who is Esther and why are you sending her 20,000?
First of all, who is Esther?
Yeah.
And why didn't you tell me?
Why didn't you tell me that there's 20K you have to send to Esther? Right? If I saw you have received 20K from Patrick, it doesn't trigger the same emotion it does for you guys. It
Are
really
you serious?
doesn't. It really doesn't.
You would be more triggered by a pair of shoes from Patrick
Yes.
than 20K from Patrick.
Yes. The idea behind it is when you receive the 20K, you see, I'm already a person who knows that you make your own money, you do your own things and everything. So if you got a 20K from a gentleman called Patrick, I know you're not doing it because you want money. Yeah. I'm sure that's going to be a legitimate thing. But I've never seen you buy yourself shoes in, let's say, 3 weeks. All of a sudden, there's a guy who's sending you shoes. And I'm like, huh?
It's more intimate. It's like thoughtful.
It's intimate. With the guy sending you money, for me, it won't necessarily trigger me. I don't know about other guys. And by the way, people, I don't know about what, if it's going to trigger you.
Yeah, this is just us, guys.
Personally, for me, it won't trigger me. But however, if I saw that you have received this lavish outfit, or let's say flowers were sent
even
to you.
Flowers?
Yeah, even flowers. Where's the guy sending you flowers?
Because it's my birthday.
Flowers. Jesus Christ.
I love how you're like flowers.
I wouldn't like that. Like, personally, for me, I would like you to always know that if it is something that you need for me to get for you, I'll get it for you. You want the shoes, you want a nice watch, you want whatever, I'll get it for you, right? You don't need another guy to give you that stuff. Because I always want to know that if I'm out and about with you and I look at you from head to toe, I say, that's me. You know what I mean? And I'd feel proud. Yeah, that's me. But now, if your earrings are John, your watch is Peter, your shoes, Alex. Surely. And the only thing that is me is probably the engagement ring. Surely, even I'll be like, what?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. So I said, to my knowledge, I have not been cheated on. And I have never suspected any of my exes of cheating. It's not that I don't think people are capable of cheating on me. It's just that I had no reason to suspect that in either of the relationships. How about you?
I've been cheated on. That's a fact. I've been
like
cheated on.
You knew for sure, or you suspected?
Babe, I've even walked into me being cheated on, seen it like this in real time. I'm so used to it.
Used to it?
Yeah, in terms of like nowadays, it doesn't shock me anymore.
Oh, okay. So this was a while back. When you say used to it, you mean you're able to talk about it now?
Nah, more like if you cheat on me, it doesn't have the same effect it used to. Nowadays, if you cheat on me, I'll just leave you. Like, I won't cry about it. I won't feel like, oh, you did this to me, like, and have this months on months of ache and pain, because it breaks you when it happens more than once. It does.
It has happened more than once.
Yeah.
In the same relationship or in different?
Not the same.
Different
There's one relationship where I literally walked into my girl at the time in a sexual situation with a guy.
Oh my gosh.
That's happened to me once. There's once where I've busted an ex making out with another guy in a club. I know where it is exactly. It's somewhere in Hurlingham. There's another situation where I was going to work. I left my girl in the house. I forgot something, drove back home, opened the door, and there was a guy in the house.
Ooh.
Nowadays, if I feel like if you cheat on me, I'll always tell myself, you know what, your loss. There's no need for you to even come and explain, literally.
Like the shock factor has kind of been killed.
It's diminished completely. So to the point that I'll just see it and be like, you do this. You just take your stuff, leave my space, and tuachane tu hivo.
Oh my gosh.
Let it be that way. And that's why a lot of the times people I've dated say that I become very cold when I break up with a person. It's my process of not wanting to get back into that space.
Absolutely.
But then now sometimes it brings me a challenge. And I know you would never do it. I know you would not.
Yeah.
But I think about it in terms of a marriage situation. Are there couples who feel like they're trapped? Their person has done this. They've cheated. They've been unfaithful. And this is not just a relationship.
It's a marriage.
It's a marriage.
Yeah.
At least for me, it happened in relationships which are easy to walk away from. But what do you do when it's your marriage? This is your husband or this is your wife. She's cheated. She's the mother or the father of your children. And you're sitting there. You've built a life together. You've made investments together. You've sat down and truly put down roots. And now this has happened. And so sometimes I ask myself, what would happen if that was happening in your marriage?
Do you forgive if the person is not repentant? Or even if he or she is, can you move on? I mean, I don't even like talking about this because I feel like it would wreck me. And I don't even want to speak this into the universe. But I think moving on would be extremely difficult from a breach of trust like that. Unlike loyalty, which takes time, it's not so obvious when someone...
It's very subtle.
Yeah.
When someone is not being loyal.
It kind of builds up over time, and the resentment also builds up. Whereas when it's infidelity, it's in your face, it's instant. You know?
And it slaps different, you know, because I remember the first time it happened to me. At the time, I couldn't believe it because, you know, it hits you like a rock. When you see it,
what do you do? Like you've opened the door of the house?
Literally. Why I still remember it, I should actually be remembering this.
No, that's traumatic. I don't
but the
think
trauma
anyone
of
would
it
forget.
and how I invested myself in that person. And because I remember I wasn't even supposed to be at her place. It was it was her sister who was like, you know what, I'll come through. And I didn't even expect my girlfriend at the time to be there. And when I rocked up, I saw her shoes and like it looked like she was around. You know, you can walk into a room and feel like,
a house.
I even saw her car outside. So I was like, let me tell her I'm around. So, you know, you walk up the stairs, you open the door, and right there.
Oh my God.
In fact, I apologized to both of them. I was like, oh, sorry.
Excuse me, that's your girlfriend. Why are you?
then
It wasn't that serious.
No.
It was a proper relationship.
I think we were almost a year in.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. And so I just locked back the door. I walked back downstairs and I sat down. I was just sitting, but tears were just rolling down my eyes and everything.
Oh my God.
And it was that kind of relationship where even parents knew each other. You know?
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it was that bad.
Oh
And
my God.
So I was just numb, and she tried to come back, and she was like, she's sorry, and it's never gonna happen again. But when you see it, you can't unsee
You
it.
can't. Even I'm finding it hard to unsee it, and I have no idea who this girl is or what she looks like.
Yeah.
But I cannot even imagine.
And there are women who talk about these instances that happen to them with their men.
Yeah.
Men who've literally come into the house and kicked them out of their marital bed to bring in another woman.
Well, let me correct myself.
How do you guys stay through that?
No, I've never been, to my knowledge, like I said, cheated on. However, on one fateful night, I was told I'm going to start bringing women into the guest room.
You're joking.
Yeah, no, point blank period. Like, I'm going to start bringing women up here.
Like this is, you're being informed.
Yeah, this is just a point of information. If we're going to stay in this place together, just know this is what is going to start happening.
Damn.
So...
That's cold, man.
I mean, men are...
Don't say it.
Okay, human beings can be nasty towards each other. Let's say that.
Yeah, that is true.
And so for me, that was a wake-up call. And when I realized that the relationship was not salvageable. However, like you're saying, there are men who get disrespected on a daily basis by their wives.
Yeah, very
by
true.
their girlfriends. And they stay.
Yeah, and they stay because also you don't want the shame of people knowing that you're being disrespected in your own home. So you stay. The premise of it is men just want to be seen as the kings of their homes. And so even when I felt like I was disrespected in my former relationship, I felt I was disrespected. I felt like I wasn't getting the intimacy that I needed. Like everything was just volatile. I don't know if you know that, like if you ever dated a volatile person, everything that you want to do or discuss or deal with that person is always volatile. To add on to that, the substance abuse. Oh my gosh. People say I drink, but let me tell you, you should see people substance abuse.
Yeah.
Hey,
That one is
maybe paka things were being grown in my digs.
yeah, no.
And you're looking at a person saying, why are you doing this?
Yeah, and it also alters their personalities,
Yeah.
their mood are
Yes.
so up and down,
All over the place.
all over the place, and they tend to be very defensive
Yeah.
when confronted with such things. I do think men get more volatile towards the end,
Yeah.
and which is very scary for women, I feel, especially when there's
understand.
substance abuse. So the situations where loyalty for women is tested, like you've mentioned something that we didn't even talk about, which is like intimacy. You
Yeah.
see loyalty even extending to how much she cares about you or what she shows you and stuff like that. And we see loyalty even to where do I feel safe around you?
Yeah, I think yours is more basic in nature. I think for men, loyalty is more intricate. For women, yours is basic. You want to feel loved, provided for, safe and protected, and you want to feel taken care of, basically. So yours are basically simple things that you can do as a man and make your woman happy.
But many men,
Many men don't know that because they forget really important thing that a woman's emotional is governed by those needs. Like, you know, when men say that women today don't submit, you can't submit to just
or
anything.
just anyone.
Yeah, just 'cause
Preach
you-
that
yeah.
lesson, because let me tell
Yeah.
you something. Women are okay submitting, but they will submit
Exactly.
to a leader. We won't submit to just
You can't
anyone.
just be someone just because you have
You have
you're
something in
swinging
between your
something
legs.
and two ding dongs.
Please, no.
No, that doesn't qualify you for submission.
Yes.
You need to act on certain things. And let me tell you guys a secret that you need to understand. If you want a woman to love you, easiest thing in the world. Let me show you how you do it. Okay? Make sure she has what she needs when she needs it. Okay? Make sure you give her attention when she needs it. Surprise her, even when she doesn't know she needs it. But surprise her. And you know what? The most important and the most whatever, yeah? Make her feel special. Boss, in fact, there are things that you can do without even investing your emotions as a guy, and you'll get any woman. You just sit back and be like, okay, fine, let me go and do this for this person. And you do it for them. I tell men, sometimes try it out as an experiment if you think I'm lying. Go look for a woman that you've really had a crush on, and maybe you're thinking she's way above my league or something like that, or you're scared of approaching her. And just one day, do something simple. Go at home, see you are good in the kitchen, make a nice meal, pack it in nice containers, funga kabisa na wrap. If she's maybe in your office, walk up to her and say, you know what, I made something yesterday, I really think maybe
my
just try eat this. It sounds simple and stupid. She eats, she malizas, mwambie, good stuff. How do you think? Was it good? Akwambia, nah, I don't think so. Have a chocolate. I'll try again tomorrow. Then unamwachia hapo kwa Cadbury's, unaenda unatulia.
Oh my gosh.
In the next day, now go buy something. Pitia kajava hapo, get a nice meal. Kuja umulete, if yours was crap.
If your food is crap.
Umpatie Java, umwambie, bu try this out.
I think you got it right with the first one. Give her what she needs.
Give her what she needs.
And desires, because like I have said, you know my love languages.
Yeah.
You could think in your male mind that what I want is for you to go fuel my car, which is an act of service, and of course it will be appreciated. I wouldn't say no, but
Yeah,
you know
no.
that the way I like to feel loved is in other ways. I mean, that would be nice, but it's
Yeah.
not what I would immediately say. Yes, if it's our anniversary, go
I can't say it's our anniversary and then I tell you so I fueled your car full tank.
Yeah.
And what is that? She won't appreciate it, even though that full tank was 13,000.
Yeah.
She'll be like, yeah, but Allah.
Like today, Mike came home. It's our anniversary, like we said. He came home with a chocolate bar and a bottle of wine. Far less than what it would cost to detail my car or to fill up my tank. But because my love language is our gifts and quality time, he knows that that's what I would prefer. So I feel like knowing what your woman prefers or your man prefers is how you stay faithful, which brings us to like, how do you build, nurture, sustain faithfulness and loyalty in our relationship?
We should be, number one, best friends.
Okay.
I don't care if you have a male friend that you grew up with since you were in primary school. He stops being your best friend the minute I became the man in your life and I become your best friend. You should not care if there's a woman that I've known since I was, I don't know where. They stop, because I tell you why. Those friends are going to meet people and they'll start their lives and move on. You'll be left with me. We'll be left with each other. So unless we learn how to be best friends, there's nowhere where now we won't be able to build a sense of trust and a sense of loyalty to each other. Our friendship, however, is based off a future that we are aspiring to get. And so that means our friendship has to be intentional. Our friendship has to start by building cultures that build that friendship, such that if today I am fired from my job, I don't need to call my boy and tell him first. I feel like the first person I need to call is Shiko.
Yes.
And be like, hey babe, I've got some bad news. I was let go today, right?
Or can you leave work? Let's meet somewhere.
Something has happened, right? Even before my boys know, you should know.
Yes.
Yeah. If today I got a good deal and I made 10 million shillings, I'm not calling my boys first. I should call you first and be like, babe, what's up? Let's sit down. We've got some money we need to plan for. And even in other ways, like intimacy has to exist. I don't know how couples say that, yo, bro, Ati, hey, me and my wife, man, it's been 3 months. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
3 months since what? This is a grown folks podcast. You can say it.
No, 3 months since they last smashed. Some friend of mine once told me that, and I was like, what's wrong with you? And he says, Ati, no, you know, Ati, things have happened, kids, I don't know, all these things. And I'm like, bro, be intentional. Kula njugu. Nenda uongee na madam mwambie we, tonight you better be home by 8. We have work to do.
And then come home with the things she likes.
Yes,
or spend the day being the kind of man who she would want to sleep with.
I always tell Shiko, if I want something, I want it. I know you may not understand why I want it, but I need it. And the fact that I always get it makes me believe that, you know what, she cares about how I feel.
Yeah.
And, you know, somewhere along the line, she changes her mind and she says, okay, maybe I also wanted it too. That's why I say sometimes you should also anticipate that sometimes your woman doesn't know what she needs until she actually gets it. And then she realizes, oh, actually, this was a good idea.
Or sometimes your woman doesn't want to have to say explicitly what she wants or needs. Like if I have to write you a manual every time I want you to make me feel good, it'll stop having the desired
But you have to train me from day one on that. You cannot not give me a manual from day one and expect me to learn by myself. That manual has to exist from day one.
Okay,
you have to tell me, this is how I like things. Kumbuka.
Yes, agreed.
Every single party is coming into the relationship with their own life experiences. There's a lot of unlearning to happen so that you can create room to learn more things. So it is unfair for a woman to expect a man to know what she wants if she doesn't keep telling this guy, like, this is how I am, especially at the early days of a relationship, that this is what I need and this is what I want.
Exactly. And early days can go for even a year.
Yes.
Plus. Or even longer. Sometimes you may need remedial classes. But the point is, it shouldn't feel like nagging. Like if I'm telling you over and over again, babe, this is what I need from you, then that becomes a problem.
So. Deal. Anyway, but it is the Heart to Heart podcast. I want to leave guys with something super special.
You always want to.
Yes, I want to leave guys with
special.
yes. Here's my word for this week. Stop trying to impress the person you love. Start addressing the person you love. You're not there just simply to be that person who is always hyping them up. People have flaws, and it's important for the two of you to be able to recognize that we are very different individuals. And if you keep trying to impress, the minute you stop impressing, you will have nothing else to offer, and that relationship will die. So my words are, stop trying to impress your partner. Start addressing your partner. Start saying, this is what I need, this is what I want, this is what I expect.
And this is how I'm going to give it to you.
Sawa.
I
Well,
like
thank
that.
you for that. You like it?
I like it.
told you you're getting married to a wise man. Barindoyo. Anyway, it's time for us to say kwaheri, but thank you so much for your company on the Heart to Heart podcast. My
Yes.
name is Mike Mondo.
And I'm Shiko Guru.
And of course, Kumbuka, you can drop us a comment. Let us know what you think about the podcast. If there's anything you'd like to share with us, your personal stories, it's a safe space. We can still go around and talk about it, but not mention you. We'll say kwaheri. Have a fantastic rest of the week. I love you.
Aw, I love you. Happy
How
anniversary.
does that feel to be told? Happy anniversary. 1 year down the line. Love you. Keep doing what you do, man.
I will.
Okay.